changing pace here. I just proved to you that I can sign. I am a coda, and the reason I don't sign and perform my stand-up comedy is a little bit because I can't sign and talk at the same time. A 2-year-old has better sign language skills when I attempt to do that. So Keith stepped up, so this would be a great idea for him to come on and sign what I'm saying. Since I do deaf humor, but I do it for hearing people. So it's just kind of a weird sort of yin and yang situation that we have going on here. So Keith, I want to say thank you for interpreting. I appreciate that. How many of you guys are going to be interpreters in here? Awesome. Congratulations on picking a profession where your funeral clothes double as your work clothes. Very good. But you know, you get a 2 for 1 in that way, okay? You get a 2 for 1 in that way, because you can show up to interpret for Aunt Betty, and you can walk up to like the dentist office, and you can be like, I'm here to interpret for Aunt Betty, and the guy will be like, she died. The first thing you think is, I still get paid. That's messed up. That's not Christian-like. Okay? And the second thing you think is, oh, I'm ready. I can get basically 2 for 1 for here right now, right? Because you're already dressed. But either way, thanks for being interpreters. If I had to interpret for my mother still, I would go crazy. My mom is deaf, my brother is deaf, and my dog is deaf. And some people are like, does your dog know sign language? I'm usually hearing people. Deaf people just know these things. They're just smart like that. But hearing people, does your dog know sign language? Yes, he lifts his paw and goes, pee, 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 just like that. It's amazing. And that accent, I don't know where that comes from, Keith. I don't know. I don't know where that comes from either. But also, the interpreters. One thing that, just a little bit of a hint, since I did grow up with a deaf mom and everything, a little bit of a hint. Okay, sign language is a language with your hands. It's not necessarily a language with your, your mouth, okay? So the people that you hear, like, talking, like, when they're like... Woo! I mean, you're not auditioning to be a beatboxer in a deaf acapella group. They're not hiring, they're not looking. You don't have to do that. You can leave that out, but even though deaf people do appreciate that, just make sure you keep it on your hands. So thank you, Keith, again, for interpreting for me. I feel like every 5 minutes I need to say thank you, but thank you. You know what? Keith, I hate to do this to you. It's kind of weird, but Keith kind of looks like my dad. Not that you're old, Keith. Not that you're old. Not that you're old. You're just older. But you kind of look like my dad, like the way my dad is hearing, but he signs very fluently. He's awesome at signing. And he kind of reminds me of him. Now, my dad was a Southern Baptist minister to the deaf. So exciting. I grew up in deaf church. Like every morning, not every morning, thank God. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like independent Baptist, just regular Baptist, which means we just went to church on Sundays and Wednesdays. Whew! Thank goodness for that. Did you keep up with that? Good. What about you? Anyway, so Keith, you kind of look like my dad, and I hate to do this to you. I hate to project, but that's what stand-up comedy is about, therapy. I just want to run deaf church the way I want it to be run. Just one time. 18 years of deaf church, the way that my dad wanted to be run. I just want to run the way I want it to be run. So if that's okay with you, Keith, I think I'm going to go ahead and ask you to come here and play the role of my dad. Be scared. And you're right here, Keith, and or right there, whatever. And you have to interpret everything I sign, right? Because of the code of ethics. I'm sorry, what I say. You're correcting me on my own stand-up show. You have to, it's my turn. Keith, you can interpret for everything that I say. Cool? Cool with you? I mean, you have to. It's a code of ethics, right? Interpreters know this? Woohoo! All right, here we go. All right, here's how I wish it would have been run. All right, are we ready? Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lianna's Deaf Church. She is so thrilled to have you all here today. Thank you for coming. First, the announcements. And can I ask you to pause right here again? I know, we're going to do a throwback. You like that? First of all, deaf people talk for hours and hours and hours and hours. We know this, right? Go ahead, Keith. Our first announcement is no more talking for a long time after the program, because what Lianna wants to do is she wants to go home and play with her neighbors. She wants to play kickball just once in her life, because she did get in a fight with the neighbor down the street last week, but then he gave her a lollipop, and now they're friends again, and every Sunday she misses the play date. So no more. No more talking. We're going to speed this up, okay? All right, now. Okay, now, the next thing that we're going to do is the sermon, okay? Now, I know the sermon tends to go on for quite a while and everything, and yes, I'm going to go ahead and get to the point, okay? All right, God is love. Everybody, God is love. Thanks for coming to Lianna's Deaf Church. Really appreciate it. We're going to go home now. We're going to slap your hands on the way out, and we're just going to go back and let her play. Okay, so God is love. God is love. God is love. Thank you. I'm sweating bullets up here. All right, so my mother's deaf, and I always prayed that she would come in to give me the spankings. Have any of you guys ever been spanked, like, as children? Let's not make this weird. Yeah, okay, good. I'm not, you know, I don't like, you're not spoiled like I was, you know, they spare the rod, spoil the child, it's in the Bible. So, in case you missed it, I didn't talk about this time, but anyway, so the point is, we got spanked, right? But I would pray every night that my mother would be the one that came in the room to do the spanking. Because you can totally pull one over if it's the deaf parent that comes in to do the spanking. All right, I learned very quickly, my mom just wants to see me in pain. There's nothing else she wants to see me in, but pain for doing something wrong. Okay, not just pain in general. That's messed up. Deaf people aren't that mean. Okay, pain for doing something that I did wrong. So she'd come in and she would gently tap me. That's all I needed her to do. Because then I'd be like, yeah, cut to the chase. Oh, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just crying. Well, then I thought, hey, Mom is deaf. Why am I even wasting time with the vocals? All right? I can just fake it. So she walks in, taps me again, and I'm like, so she walks out. Wow, I'm getting strong. That must be the weenie. She walks out, and then I'm in the background laughing. I just pulled one over on my mother. I am so excited. And then my dad told her. Yeah. So, which was kind of mean of him to tell her. Because he's the one who taught me how to play pranks on my mother. He is the first person that taught me how to unplug the vacuum cleaner on my own mother. You know what I mean? So that's wrong for him to tell me. That's completely wrong. And everyone's like, oh, your poor mom. She's deaf. Please stop it. Don't, play pranks on her. You're so mean. Listen, wait till you hear about my mother, okay? Have you ever driven in a car with a deaf person? Oh, good. I'm the only one. Okay, great. Apparently. Thank you. Thanks for looking alive, people. Thank you. Okay, I would get in the car to go to kindergarten. I had to, right? It's a law. So I would get in the car, and I was in the back seat, and I was kicking it, playing with it, kicking the seat, eating my Cheerios, spilling my Cheerios, being real bad. My mother would actually let go of the steering wheel and turn around with the hands and start screaming, like this. So I was in the back seat going, it wasn't like, okay, if you don't behave, we're going to pull over this car and beat the devil out of you. It was, you're going to die if you don't behave. Okay? So I walk into kindergarten eating a Paxil. God is so good. God is so good. He's so good to me. A little off tune, but it works. I was in kindergarten. So, of course, everyone asked me, Lianna, why do I know Christian music? I'm like, well, my dad is a Southern Baptist minister, so I listened to theirs was Christian. And my mother is deaf, so I listened to theirs static. Okay? My father was not very nice. He would take the tape player and he would pull it out and leave the station at shh. So I'm in the back seat. Other little kids are like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm like shh. Walk into kindergarten eating a Paxil, ibuprofen. I'm going shh. Teacher walks over. Little Lianna, what are you doing? I'm singing a song. It's my mother's favorite one. She plays it all the time. Please. My mother also told me that if I used a tampon, I lost my virginity. I am a whore these days. Sorry, Mom. But you can't argue with a deaf woman. Oh, where's the stand? You can't argue with a deaf woman. You can't argue with deaf people. You guys always win. A typical Friday night at my house, it looked like this. I need this, but I don't have 10 hands here. I'd be like, Mom, I want to go out with my friends, Mom. She'd say, Lianna, clean your room. But Mom, what about my friends? She'd say, Lianna, clean your room. But Mom, she'd go like this. Deaf people smiling because you know it's true. Hearing people smiling because you know it's true. You can't win an argument with a deaf woman no matter what. And my mom is a Republican. So naturally, we fight a lot, and it's awesome. And recently, Barack Obama just celebrated his first 100 days in office. First black president, if y'all haven't heard, we've heard. And I'm like, all right, Mom, let's think about something. What if we all can't wait for the first deaf president? Wouldn't that be awesome, the first deaf president? Woo! Okay, the deaf people, come on, y'all gotta be behind it. He needs core supporters here. Oh, you did. Okay, thank you. All right, so a deaf president, what would he do his first day in office? He would change the American Disabilities Act, and all you were like, yeah, it needs to be changed. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about he would add free cheeseburgers everywhere deaf people went. Because deaf people do like to eat, we all know this, but you just see the conversations on the street looking at the McDonald's, like, why is it all backed up? Oh, the deaf president, they get free cheeseburgers now. For what? I don't know, reparations, something like that? We don't know why. I don't know why. And also, a deaf president, what would he do? Okay, if a bill comes into office, okay, would a deaf president just sign it into law? That is so hearing. Okay, he would just sign it into law. Okay, he would take the bill and it would get put in front of him, and he would actually sign it into law. He would stand up. Okay, so he's a little gay. Deaf is the new gay. I'm just telling you this, okay? Because we would always turn the TV and be like, oh, Will and Grace, woo, gay people everywhere, like best friends, they're like neighbors, they're normal people. What is going on with the gay people on television, right? And now we turn it on and it's the deaf people. Same way. Everyone's got a deaf best friend, a deaf teacher that's in their class, it's the parent of their student that they have to have a dramatic, little talk about the student, how bad they're being. Marley Matlin on One More Damn television show. You know what I mean? She is everywhere, Desperate Housewives. She's being like a mom that likes to play tennis, and then the L word, she's being like a lesbian. Like, she is just doing everything Marley Matlin is, everywhere, okay? And then, oh yeah, so what's going on? Also, on television, you guys heard about the guy in Amazing Race, right? Okay, deaf guy. Woo! I read an article the other day talking about him, and it said, okay, who knew deaf people were so sneaky? Okay, I knew, bitch, okay? I did know. Okay? I actually knew deaf people. I don't know if this is a surprise to all of you, but when the cop would pull over my mother, she would give you like license and registration. Cops, close your ears. License and registration, and there's cops back there. License and registration, and she would dig through her little wallet, and she would play the deaf card. Ooh, deaf. I was going speed limit, deaf. She is such a proud woman. Never says anything about being deaf until, it's obvious. Hello, deaf, again. And she's a proud woman. She doesn't play the deaf card anywhere else, except for Best Buy, okay? I don't understand it. We walk into Best Buy, and there's like a $5,000 TV screen in there, right? She's like, oh, that's the one I want. Oh, Mom, really? That's the one you want? Yeah, I need that one because I'm deaf. Oh, really, Mom? Yeah. The caption needs to be big enough for me to see it. I'm in the kitchen. Oh, okay. I guess I can swing that, right? Mom, explain to me. You have a brand new 2007 car out there with OnStar in it. Can you explain that to me, Mom? Why you need a brand new car with OnStar? Well, Lianna, I don't. No, you can't. Because unless OnStar develops a thing with a hologram where it pops out of the dashboard and signs to you, hello, you've been in an accident. Where's the North Pole? Have you heard those commercials where they're like, it's the little kid calling into OnStar to ask where Santa lives? What happened to the old-fashioned days? You had to lie to your kid yourself. Now you can be like, you don't believe in Santa? I'll call in for you. 911, hello. My kid doesn't believe in Santa. What? Have you heard the OnStar commercial? This is the best one. It goes like this. Ring, 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 ring. Hi. Thanks for calling OnStar. Yes, I just hit a house. Okay, are you in the house? Yes, I'm in the house. Okay, can you get out of your car? Yeah, I can. Are you gonna get out of your car? No. Would you get out of your car if you hit somebody's house? Okay? God forbid we drop a cup in someone's house. We are just totally about to cry. God forbid our booty knocks over a lamp and it shatters. Okay? That's more embarrassing than taking a poop in someone's house right there, okay? We are not getting out of our car. We are chilling in the living room. the couch on top of the car. We're not going anywhere, okay? Which leads me to my next question. Who hits a house? Are there enough people hitting houses where we have to say, let's advertise to them? And if so, it's the deaf people that we're advertising to. My mother would completely hit a house. We're arguing in the car. Wow, Mom, way to go. Next, she's going to want to justify that, the ads on the radio, to listen to XM radio and to buy ads, okay? Thank you for that. Not Mom. So that's my mother, okay? Now, the most embarrassing story my mother's ever told, I was there for it, I'm about to tell you, is during Deaf Church when I was there. I hadn't been in a while because my dad had retired, and backstory. And anyway, she was on the little thing to sign Amazing Grace, okay, dressed as Mary. It was Easter. It was awesome. So I was like, okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and show you what happened. I was like, okay, Mom's going to sign Amazing Grace. This should be normal. But apparently since the last time I went to Deaf Church till now, apparently like things happened with the music I didn't know about. And they started finding lots of like songs, like rap songs, not using the words necessarily, but, you know, using the beat. So my mom was like, this song comes on. Okay. Good key, right? What? Is this what I think it is, Mom? 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody's dancing on the dance floor. My baby girl's giggling because she wants more. Like she's a groupie, but I ain't on tour. Maybe because she heard that I rhyme hardcore. Or maybe because she heard that I closed down the stores. Bottom of the ninth in the series, got a whirl. If not, I gotta move on to the dishes. Here comes 3 to the 2 to the 1. My homeboy's tripping because he know I gotta run. But when we pop this, yeah, we pop this for fun. Now I'm in the back eating my Cinnabons. I'm in the back eating my Cinnabons. I'm eating this delicious just because it's what I love. If you look at me like you ain't having fun, girl, get back there, you don't get none. This is everybody in the club getting tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. My mother is signing Amazing Grace. She looks like this. For Jesus. And you all know who you are, okay? You guys look like this. And even worse, you know that's true. And even worse than that are the codas that learn sign language for comedy.